Hey everyone, it's Xander and welcome back to another Wrestle Luigi video. I saw Steve over at Wrestle Juice do this, and I mean, what am I if not a Wrestle Juice knockoff account? He was predicting the results of Saturday night's main event number 37 on December 14th, way too early, and so I thought, well, I might as well do the same thing. I haven't seen his video yet, but you should go check it out because Steve makes incredible content. Steve, if you ever see this, hit my line. Let's do some kind of collab. Wrestle Juice, Wrestle Luigi. I mean, it's right there. Juicy Luigi. That's our tag right there. That's the tag team name. Luigi Juice. Anyways, there are 4 matches currently announced for the show. I think there's going to be plenty more. So let's talk about it. We got TBD versus TBD, the finals of the United States Championship Women's Tournament. Women's United States Championship Tournament. Right now, we got Bayley and Chelsea Green as one of the semifinals, and we got Michin versus either Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, or Elektra Lopez as the other semifinal. I think Naomi's probably going to win that triple threat matchup on Friday, and this could age very poorly within 48 hours. And I think Chelsea's going to find a way to beat Bayley, and then I think the finals is actually, because Tiffany's going to get involved, I think the finals is going to be Chelsea versus Michin. I think that's a great first finals for the tournament. And as much as I love Chelsea Green, I don't think she should be the first United States Women's Champion. I think she should be the second. Because that first name is going to hold so much prestige. And that is not saying that Chelsea Green's name wouldn't hold prestige with this, but it feels like you need kind of like what they did with Kalani Jordan down in NXT. You need a valiant fighting babyface underdog as your first champion for this title. And so I feel like Michin, especially with all the work she's done this year, putting over people in NXT, having great matches in NXT, having great matches on SmackDown, being part of such big parts of SmackDown as of late, I feel like she has got all of the right tools to be the first Women's United States Champion. If AJ is out injured, if Anderson's out injured, and Gallows is doing nothing because of that, Michin needs to stay on TV because she is incredibly good at what she does. I very much enjoyed her run on SmackDown this year. She's really come into her own. She's been one of those Triple H re-signings from 2022 that took a while to get the wheels spinning, but now she's moving, and now she's doing great work. So I think Mia Yim Michin should be the first Women's United States Champion, and Chelsea Green should be the second or even maybe the third. Now on to confirmed matches for the show. Liv Morgan is going to be defending the Women's World Champion against Io Sky. Now, this is a head versus heart situation. I know deep down that at this point, we're 4 months from WrestleMania 41. It is almost upon us. That is just 4 more months that they have got to drag out Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World title to do it at WrestleMania and give Rhea the title back. Right? But at the same time, I'm almost more interested in the idea of Io winning the title here from Liv, and then Liv and Raquel taking those women's tag team championships from Jade and Bianca due to the injuries that I think Bianca's the one that attacked Jade personally. It's either her or Charlotte at this point, right? So you have Raquel and Liv take those tag titles back, and then you can tell a story heading into WrestleMania of Rhea having to find someone, anyone, that will team with her to go after these women's tag titles against Liv and Raquel. And that could be how you bring Becky Lynch back into the fold. I know not all of my booking choices are a dub, and some people think I should never cook again with choices like this, but that's just something I think. I think Io getting the title would give the Raw Women's Division a fresh coat of paint. And we'll get onto the Women's Intercontinental Championship in a moment here as well, because that division is also a thing now, and I think we might have the finals of that at Saturday night's main event as well. Well, no, we probably won't have the finals of that at Saturday night's main event. They'll probably hold off on the finals of that for the first Raw on Netflix. I think that's when they're going to do that. However, that being said, my pick for the first Women's Intercontinental Champion as of right now is Dakota Kai. But that's not really part of this video. The other 2 matches confirmed for the show right now are the 2 world title matches, Finn Balor versus Gunther and Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I'll talk about Gunther and Balor real quick. I think that's pretty easy. I think Gunther's going to win that with Damian Priest getting involved. As for the WWE title, I think Kevin Owens should win. If reports today are to be believed, Brock isn't going to even be at WrestleMania. Get the title off Cody. He's better chasing it at this point. He's had a year with the belt almost. I'm not saying he's boring by any means. I'm not saying he's underwhelming, but I think we're kind of starting to get there where the wheels are just spinning. And this Kevin Owens story is one of the most interesting things we've had in Cody's title run, especially because it's the first thing that hasn't involved the bloodline in a while. My head says Cody, my heart says give it to Kevin Owens, because he's been doing such great work as of late. As for other matches on the show, it's going to be an NBC special. So I think it's going to stretch to be a 2 hour. It's going to be a 2 hour special on NBC, and it's also going to stream on Peacock, which is good because I don't know what channel NBC is on my TV. So because I'm still one of those people who still has cable TV. I mean, I have YouTube TV, but you get my point. Let's talk about some other matches that could be on the show, though. Things that haven't been announced, but I feel like could and very well would be on the show. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn seems to be coming up on the show. I think we're going to get that there, or we might get Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins again. Either way, whether Drew is facing Seth or Sami, I think Drew is picking up the W there. I think it's going to be Drew's first big match back. It's in a week. And so I think Drew walks into Saturday night's main event and walks out with a victory. CM Punk probably going to be on the show as well. Who is he going to be against? Is he going to have a match? I don't know. He may not have a match here. He may do a run-in at the end of Gunther and Balor instead to have a stare down with Gunther, and then you set that up for the first episode of Netflix as well. What other things are going on in this show? Triple H really likes his 5-match cards. I mean, you know, it really makes the show more prestigious if every match kind of gets room to breathe, right? You got 2 hours, that's 120 minutes, and with 5 matches, that gives everyone about 18 minutes to do their thing. Or no, actually more than that. It gives everyone about 24 minutes without me doing a bunch of advertisements and stuff. And you know Gunther and Balor are gonna go the full 24, but the women's matches are gonna get like 5 each. It's a premium live event, but come on, don't be ridiculous. I'm kidding, of course. But if we're gonna add other matches to the show, I think we could get Drew versus Sami. I think we're going to get a World Tag Team title match. I think we're going to get Finn and JD having to defend those titles. Or Finn is going to push that duty off to Dominic Mysterio. Either way, I think that we're going to finally see those World Tag Team titles go to someone else, anyone else, at Saturday night's main event. And looking at the Raw roster, there's a lot of names I would like to see get those titles. I could see them just doing a rematch with the War Raiders and putting on them. I think there could be something interesting if they had Wyatt Six beat the Final Test of Miz on Monday in that 8-man tag match, and then you have Rowan and Gacy or Loomis and Gacy go after those titles at Saturday night's main event. Because I don't think the Wyatts should really be going after gold, but at the same time, it would give them something interesting to do. I also wouldn't mind seeing AOP get the titles. I just really want to see anyone but Finn and JD holding them at this point. I love Finn Balor, but I'm just kind of sick of it at this point. So yeah, it's either going to be War Raiders or I could see Wyatt Six getting it. I think that's going to be on the show. Looking at the other matches that could happen, just to try and kind of fill some time here. I think we could get an Andrade I think we could get an LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura rematch for that US title. I think Nakamura should keep that title for now. I think LA Knight ultimately will get it back at some point. But Shinsuke's got the Noah match, so they want to keep that title on him going into Noah. I could see them adding something involving Nia Jax to this card, whether they do like Nia, Tiffany, and Candice against Naomi, Bianca, and Bayley, maybe. Something like that. I think Saturday night's main event will be where we get the Tiffany Stratton cash-in and or a Charlotte Flair return. If Charlotte returns, Tiffany's not cashing in, so on and so forth. But we also got to get something involving Bloodline, right? I feel like at this point, this is where we're going to get the final Roman and Solo showdown. We're going to get Roman and Solo for the Ulafala, for the Tribal Chief. Make it Tribal Combat, all of that. Make it Tribal Combat, Bloodline rules, whatever. The Usos help Roman. The GOD help Solo. And then you got Jacob in there. And maybe you debut Hikuleu or Lance Anoa'i here. Who knows? Apparently Jimmy broke his foot, though, or broke a toe, so he might be out. A lot of people think that they could have Lance slot into Jimmy's spot in the good bloodline here, because apparently Lance is a very natural babyface. I haven't seen much Lance Anoa'i work, but kind of looking at him, I do get more babyface vibes than heel vibes from him. Maybe it's the lack of facial hair. I don't know. Then again, does that make me a heel? I don't know. It certainly makes me look like a fat 2016 AJ Styles. Or fat Johnny Gargano. Or fat Kevin Owens. You know, or Jack Black. I get that one a lot. I get Jack Black a lot. It's to the point where I had to buy a copy of I bought a School of Rock and Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny this week. Because even without my beard, I look like Jack Black, oddly enough. Anyways, Did that really get me to the 10-minute mark? Perfect. So I think we'll get Tribal Combat, Bloodline Rules, something with Roman and Solo, and they'll just put the Ulafala back on Roman at this point. The Solo experiment's been fine, but I think it's time to sow some seeds of dissent between him and the rest of Badline. Start splitting these people out a little bit. We don't need everyone Avengers Endgaming it all the time in the Bloodline story. So there you go. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going to have Michin be the first Women's United States Champion. I think they should have Io beat Liv, but Liv's going to get the... But my head says Liv. Gunther's going to beat Balor, probably get confronted by CM Punk. Cody's going to beat Kevin Owens, although I think Kevin Owens should win. Roman's going to win the Ulafala back. And either Tiffany's going to cash in after a 6-woman tag match, or Charlotte's going to return after a 6-woman tag match. That's what I think. Tell me what you think is going to happen at Saturday night's main event. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be live over on LS11 Universe doing that. You can follow me at all of these places down here. I'm on Blue Sky now. I like it much more than the terrible Bird app, or the dead Bird app at this point. I've been Xander. Those are my predictions. And I'm really going to try and get back to doing WrestleLuigi content. I promise.